President Biden is heading to Ohio today to discuss the future of manufacturing jobs. The president is set to meet with business leaders to see new technology used at some of the biggest plants in the country. He's also going to talk about creating more manufacturing sites. NBC News senior digital White House reporter Shannon Pettypiece joins us now with a preview. More on what we can expect. Shannon, good morning. So President Biden is expected to call on Congress to pass the Bipartisan Innovation Act. That's a key piece of legislation for his administration. Walk us through what's in the plan. What would it do?
Well, this piece of legislation has basically been kicked around Congress for over a year now. It passed the Senate last summer. It's gone to the House. It's sort of going back and forth. Everyone seems to want to get this passed. It's just a matter of hammering out some of the details here, which is taking some time, which is why we're increasingly seeing the president push for Congress to take some action on this. A big part of what it would do would be increase funding for chip and semiconductor manufacturing in the U.S. And the president, supporters of this act, say that that is needed because the U.S. has become too reliant on overseas manufacturers for chips and semiconductors. We've obviously seen the consequences of that during the pandemic with chip shortages when plants overseas are cut down. Of course, also the president is going to note that will create a lot of jobs in the U.S. and good paying manufacturing jobs. So we've increasingly been hearing the president talk about manufacturing as, of course, the economy has become a bigger focus for people heading into these midterm elections.
Yeah, and Shannon, I mean, you mentioned the U.S. struggling with these supply chain issues. Does this plan from the president try to address that, and how much is the administration focused on trying to boost domestic manufacturing?
Well, the administration has really put a lot of focus, I'd say, since probably November, when these supply chain issues really came to the top of the surface ahead of the Christmas holiday. There is not an enormous amount that can be done in the short term, but they say they are taking steps to shore up this manufacturing supply chain longer term. There was an announcement earlier this week, for example, about electric vehicle batteries and trying to increase production of all the different aspects of those batteries in the U.S., from the processing of the materials to the recycling at the end of life. Again, as a way to try and boost the U.S. manufacturing, not only to create jobs, but to lessen dependence on manufacturing that's coming from overseas.
And while we have you, Shannon, yesterday President Biden named Karine Jean-Pierre to succeed Jen Psaki as the new White House press secretary. She'll be the first black woman and the first openly LGBTQ person to hold that position. What's the reaction to this announcement?
So for us in the White House, I would say this is largely expected. Karine's sort of been Jen Psaki's number two since the start. She has, as you can see in the pictures there, briefed from the White House podium several times. And, you noted that she will be the first black woman and the first openly gay woman to hold this position. Before Karine, there was only one other instance where a black woman briefed reporters from the White House podium. So that's how long overdue this announcement is. And she is someone who's very well known, well respected in Washington. She has had several decades of work here. She worked in the Obama administration, both Obama campaigns. She was a spokeswoman for MoveOn.org, a big advocacy group in the 2020 elections. And of course, she was very involved 2016. In 2020, she was very involved with the Biden campaign.
All right, Shannon, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.